Hi, hey, welcome to my video. What I was just shooting is this Smith & Wesson Model 57 in the caliber 41 Remington Magnum. This caliber was developed years ago in the 60s as a go-between between the 357 and the 44 Magnum, and it never really quite worked out. And I mean, if you research a little bit, you'll figure out why. And you can see when I was shooting the thing, these are full power loads. They're hunting loads. It's just a green and yellow box, 210 grain jacketed bullets. Probably shooting around, I don't know, maybe 1,400 feet a second is probably my guess. I never chronographed the thing, but what I have done is taken deer with this revolver. I have taken 2 deer, a buck and a doe with this revolver. And what I can tell you from shooting it, I mean, there's an exaggeration probably in that the recoil is manageable if you tighten your grip on the revolver. If you get a good tight grip, it'll come up to here. Now, the reason I let it float up over my head is just to kind of see the hits. So I don't try to fight the revolver when I'm aiming, and I see the sweet spot and I let it go. Now, I've watched a lot of videos on the 41 Magnum, and it's all shooting at steel, and they might shoot at a target or a man target at 5 yards, and a lot of those things. And the reason you're not going to see a lot of people shooting bullseye with these revolvers is because the recoil is substantial. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, the thing kicks. It does. It comes back at you. Not as much as the 44. Now, I've had a Smith & Wesson Model 29. I didn't care for it. It was a 6.5-inch barrel. I like this revolver much better, much more controllable. Just about the same weight, maybe a smidge heavier, but I think they were about the same weight. And I just didn't care for the 44 Magnum for whatever reason. I had shot several of them, Rugers, and the Model 29 that I had, it was the blued version, the Dirty Harry Special. Now, I bought this revolver back in 1979, and at the time I was too young to buy one. But in the state of Pennsylvania, you could hunt with and carry legally a revolver with a hunting license and get a permit from the sheriff to carry one in the woods, provided that you were at least 18 years old and you had a hunting license. So in the great state of Pennsylvania, you could carry one, you could hunt with one, you could have it on your person, not concealed, but you could have it on your hip and hunt with one, but you couldn't buy one. That's just the way it was. So my father signed for this. I worked, I don't know how many summers, grass, baling hay, whatever I did. I lived next to a farm. We didn't live on a farm, but a lot of farm country out where I lived. And, whatever I could do to make a buck, I made a buck. And that's, I went in, I cut weeds, I cut grass, I did whatever I could do that summer to come up with the $325 to buy this thing. And it took me all summer long, but I did eventually buy it. My dad did sign for it. And when my father passed away, of course, he left it to me. So it's all legal. You can see this is an older model. This is no dash. It's the Model 57. It doesn't have any dash because this is a pinned, and you can see this is a recessed cylinder. Those are all empties, and you can see the handgun doesn't have any ammo in it now. But I threw some empties in there so you can see basically what the recess is it allows the cartridge to stay flush, and that does give it a little bit more strength when you're shooting a big heavy Magnum like this. I don't know exactly why the police didn't want to use them. The only thing I could figure is, I own 2 357 Magnums, and the recoil is, you can feel the recoil on a big, a full 357 Magnum, but not like this. This does. It is a hard gun to recover from when you're shooting one after the other. Can Jerry Michalek do it? Yeah. Can he do it with a 44 Magnum? Yeah. But there's one Jerry Michalek, and then there's tens of millions of us regular guys that shoot these things. And no, I can't do it. If I practice from now to the end of time, I'm not going to be as good as Jerry Michalek. I'm not going to waste my time shooting in gel, ballistics gel. I'm not going to waste my time shooting watermelons. I'm not going to waste my time shooting to see if it'll go through an I-beam. I think that's nonsense. What I will waste my time with is taking a revolver out and shooting it to make sure I can hit what I'm aiming at. Now let's take another 6 shots. Okay, we're back. You can see that the revolver is, the more you shoot it, the more likely you are to jerk the gun. But, I know the revolver is capable of hitting center. And what you're seeing as I clumped them into the bottom, I think I have the target right behind me here. Yeah, this is it. So as I started, I knew I threw a couple high, but you can see as the last shot started to get going that, I was favoring the recoil and trying to hold the thing tighter. And the tighter that I would hold it and squeeze, the further down on the bullseye the rounds would go, just because of the recoil. Anybody out there that have shot these things know that eventually, after 12 shots, you're going to jerk one or pull one, or and I did a lot of searching through YouTube to see guys shoot these and see if I could see anybody, jerk the gun. And, I'm going to say 95% of the time they jerk the gun. I mean, they missed the target completely. They couldn't hit the target. I'm not shooting at a big 12-inch chunk of steel here. I mean, this is one of the things on the internet that is a little deceiving. That is to get the biggest target you can, all right, put it 15 yards away and hit it, and it clinks, and you got a hit. Well, the kill zone on a deer is not that big. Especially at 25 yards or 30 yards or whatever you're comfortable feeling or shooting from, then you've got to be able. If you can't do this at 15 yards, don't take the revolver hunting. This is as simple as that. You're going to wound something. You're not gonna hit something. So I do enjoy this Model 57. I've had this revolver, 46 years next year. So I've had this thing for a long time. It looks exactly the way it looked when I bought the thing. It does have the target hammer. It has the target trigger on it. I'm not really wild about the big wide trigger, but it's how it came. And back in the 70s when these were on sale, there was a big craze. That was when the Dirty Harry movies were out in full force. And, just to get a revolver, an end frame revolver, a big bore revolver was a challenge, And, not a lot of people were familiar with the 41 Magnum, but I enjoyed the revolver, and I have for 40 years, and I shoot it all the time. As you can see, I'm as proficient as I can be. I can shoot a 38 special about that good. So, it is, it's what it is. I can shoot the 41 Magnum that good, and I feel comfortable with taking out in the woods. So, that's my video today. This is the Model 57 Smith & Wesson 6-inch blue pinned and recessed. I don't know about the collector value of these handguns, but I know they discontinued them for a while and they brought them back in the classic series. These do have the square butt. And you know, they're kind of a comfortable revolver to hold, but they're a very big revolver, and you will automatically see the difference. So as always, I appreciate you watching my video. If you would like to and haven't subscribed, we'd like you to subscribe and leave a comment if you have a 41 Magnum or if you've shot one and you have a different experience, and share the video. So that's all I got to say about the Model 57. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you again next week, and hey, have a great day.